Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. And in today's video we have this 2022 Lexus UX and we're going to do the front grille chrome delete installation for this vehicle. So as you can see, this is how it looks before doing the installation on the lower grille, and this is how it looks after the installation. So we use the gloss black material, that way it matches the look of the upper grille. If you like the product, the link for the product will be in the description below. With that being said, let's get started with the installation video. So before you start with the installation, we need to make sure we prep the panel. So to prep it, all you need is your slip solution with water and baby shampoo inside the bottle. Once you have your solution, spray it onto a clean microfiber towel and just start cleaning off all of the panel, making sure you remove any contaminants that it may have. And once you're done cleaning the panel, make sure that everything's completely dry. That way the adhesive on the panel sticks better and it doesn't lift over time because it was still wet. Okay, so for the first install, it's going to be the cover for this section of the panel. So with this one, you can place the film there just so it doesn't move and align it right on this edge first. So once you have it aligned on the top edge here, use this section of the body line as the guide in order to align the rest of the film. So do it like this. Align it, tack it down, and then just use the body line. So lift it carefully and everything should just fall into place. Make sure you're covering this section here like this. Just use your finger to tack it down. Slowly take your time. This excess material is fine, we'll just remove it afterwards. It's just we gave you this excess material just in case you need to move the film around to align it, and then you just continue following the body line here until you reach it to the edge here. And then this section of the film should tuck in inside underneath here to cover the chrome on the inside of the grille here. And that's pretty much it. Once you have it placed down, grab your squeegee and start tacking down the film. Since the section here on the grille you could tuck in inside, just tuck it in. And if you still have a little bit of excess material, then you would just trim off that excess material. So tuck in whatever can be tucked in and make sure you remove any air bubbles that are behind the film. And now we're going to apply heat around the edge here. That way we seal the film, and also apply heat here since it's still lifting a little bit. That way we seal it and tack it down. And then after we finish applying heat on the areas we need to tack down, we will just come back and trim off the excess material. So apply heat to start sealing the film. Okay, and now you come back and start tacking down whatever we can tack inside here, and then any excess material we will just trim it off. So lift the film carefully and tuck in inside. Now grab your blade, and there's a small gap in between the panel and the bumper where you could insert the blade and trim off the excess material. And it should look like this. Everything should be covered. Make sure you apply heat again if there's any film lifting after we trim. But other than that, it should be good to go. Now we can move on with the next piece. So now we're moving on to the next piece, which is this one here. So for the installation process, it's the same as the one we did for the side here. You would just align it right on the top edge. Make sure you give yourself enough material to cover the chrome, and you would just follow the design of the panel to align it. So just take your time, use your finger to tack it down, and we're just helping to tack down with our finger. And you should have enough material to cover the panel on this section here, and also enough material to cover the curve here. So everything's covered now. Now we need to make sure to seal the edge since it's still lifting here. So grab your heat gun and start applying heat around the edge to seal it. And then apply heat on the top section to start sealing it as well. And just be careful not to burn your finger. Okay, and now we're going to apply heat around this area to help the film tack down to this curved section. We're applying heat to help release the tension on this area. So apply heat, let it cool off, and then start tacking it down. You can use your finger to help it tack down. Since it is a small area to work with, you might need to apply more pressure with your squeegee to get more coverage inside. And then just finish off with the rest of the film. Tack it down. Make sure it feels flush. You just rinse and repeat until everything's tacked down around the curve. And now we would just come back. If you have any excess material, trim it off here. But other than that, you should be good. And you can move on with the next piece, which is this one here. Everything's good to go. And now we move on to the middle piece. So once you finish installing this piece and you do the same steps that you did here to the other side, you would move on to the last piece for the lower section here. So with this one, just align it right on the edge where you left off. You can also overlap the film just a little bit if you need to, just as long as you make sure you cover the whole chrome panel. And to install this, just make sure this top section covers the top panel here. So make sure you take your time, double check and see if everything is aligned. So just help it tack down and reach it to the other end. Once you have placed the film, grab your squeegee and start tacking it down little by little. And make sure not to crease the film. Take your time. I recommend going at an angle like this to help avoid creasing the film. And then make sure you remove any air that is in the middle. So squeegee all that air out and work your way to installing the rest of the film. So seal the middle now, and then we need to tack down this section to cover the panel here. So start from the middle and just work your way on each edge until you reach it to the curve here. Make sure you're covering everything, there's no bubbles, and then tack it down. And any excess material that you may have underneath here, we could trim it off. But first we just need to make sure everything is tacked down. Now the last thing to do is apply heat. That way we help the adhesive activate faster, and also apply heat around the curved areas to help it tack down. Okay, and as I mentioned, if you have any excess material in the bottom, you just grab your blade, find the small gap between the panel and the grill, and you just trim it off. So just take your time and you're trimming off the excess material. And that's pretty much it. And now we move on to the next piece, which is this upper small section here. So now we're moving on to this piece. So with this one, it's a two-piece installation. That way it's just easier to work with the film. So with this one, align it from one end. Make sure you give yourself enough material to cover the inside of the chrome. So like that. And you're going to use this middle section of the body line as the guide in order to align the film to the panel. So like this, and use your hand to tack it down and align it. And you can always lift it to readjust the film. Just be careful if you lift it, don't tear the film. And it should reach up to the edge to cover here. Now we grab our squeegee, start tacking down the middle section to remove any air bubbles. And then stop around here, because right here we're going to need to lift it again, apply heat to help it tack down to the small curve. So come back to this side and tack it down. Stop before you make it to the edge so we could apply heat. So now we're here in this area. All we need to do now is lift it carefully, apply a little bit of heat, let the film cool off, and then with our finger, help it tack down to the curve to remove any small fingers. And then use your squeegee to fit inside the small space here. So you want full coverage for this section here. And just like that, it covers everything. And then we'll just trim off any excess material if you have any. And that's pretty much it. And you just do the same for the other edge here. Lift the film, apply heat, let it cool off, and then just slowly, little by little, tack it down inside to cover the chrome. Grab your squeegee and just help it tack down. And that's pretty much it. And like I said, if you have any excess material, that's when you will come back and just be careful. There's a small gap where you could trim, and that's where you will trim off the excess material. And also, if you have any excess material here, you can always trim it off as well. There is a small gap here as well. Just insert the blade in the gap and you can trim off any excess material you have underneath here. And then just finish off on the other side. Okay, so now all we need is this last top section here. So with this one, you could align it from one edge first. Make sure you're covering the chrome and use the top half as the guide in order to align the film. And then just work your way until you reach to the other. And if you need to adjust it, to lift it, you can. Just be careful when you're lifting, you don't want to rip the film. Grab your squeegee and start tacking the whole film down. And now all we need to do now is apply heat to seal the edges and the entire film here. And then if you have any extra material, trim it off, and that's pretty much it. So once you finish with the whole installation for the lower grille for the Lexus, the last thing to do would be to post heat the entire film. So to post heat, you need your heat gun, and you would apply heat all over the entire panel. And the reason being is just with the heat, we're helping the adhesive activate faster, and also we're helping tack down any film that's still lifting around the edges or wherever the film was overlapped. So once you're done with this step, you're done with the installation. Okay, so that concludes the installation video for the front grille chrome delete for the 2022 Lexus UX. We hope that this video helped you guys out with the installation. If it did, don't forget to drop a like on the video. Make sure you subscribe and turn on that notification bell. That way you don't miss any of our upcoming installation videos. Thank you for watching. We'll see you in the next one.